who can execute it. Who's going to get the tag? CM Punk and Triple H. The world's champion, CM Punk, and the incomparable Game. Oh, nice high Harley Race knee by Triple H.
And the choice of a new generation CM Punk is getting kneed all over by the Game Triple H.
Oh, wow. How do you like the Double A spine buster? With authority, with impact, with velocity.
Taker once in.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go.
And CM Punk
Cowered out. He cowered out. And Orton's in.
CM Punk made the tag to Randy Orton. CM Punk wanted no part of The Undertaker, who's on fire, who's knitting the #1 contender for the WWE title. Oh, look at The Undertaker with the explosion, the quickness, the devastation. Snake eyes. Oh, good grief. The demon of Death Valley is raging tonight.
The Undertaker and Orton, an equalizing move. Just when it appeared that The Undertaker was well on his way to victory. Oh, it's Hell's Gate! It is Hell's Gate!
Caught in Hell's Gate.
It is now 100% legal.
And Cody Rhodes interrupted, or Orton would have been tapping.
But when Shawn Michaels just hit some sweet chin music, and look out, ladies and gentlemen, see you later!
And Punk catching Michaels from the blind side.
And now, John Cena has CM Punk. Oh, right over the top rope on the Legacy. There are bodies flying everywhere.
That will address Punk's attitude. And look, oh my God, Randy Orton. Look where you are.
It's a lonely man's alley for Randy Orton.
And The Undertaker, the legal man. Here it is. This is